Bienvenue à tous les gars, c'est Wing Gaming. Je vous présente le jeu qui s'appelle Edith Finch, je sais pas quoi là, je sais pas parler anglais. Je vais juste faire des vidéos par épisode, comme font tous les youtubeurs, d'horreur. Voilà. Une fois, je vais essayer de résoudre un page. Donc c'est un... J'ai juste commencé aujourd'hui. J'ai installé hier. Et
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
Ça a l'air d'avoir un jeu d'horreur. On va voir comment ça a l'air un jeu d'horreur. Mais je sais pas. Dites-moi en commentaire si c'est ou pas.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Donc si j'ai compris, là au début j'ai pas fait quand elle était dans un bateau parce qu'il est juste au-dessus, voilà. Elle a été dans un bateau juste pour venir ici, pour qu'elle a peur. Je sais pas, j'ai pas très bien compris. La clé.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Du coup, c'est pas des bonnes clés.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot.
Ouais, tais-toi. Bon, les gars, c'est pas la fin vidéo, hein, vous inquiétez pas. C'est juste pour dire, ceux qui sont en abonnement sur la PS4, c'est gratuit. C'est juste pour ça.
Easier when I was 11.
T'as pas des objets à prendre?
For the first time in years,
Ah, ça me fait stresser.
I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Tu t'imagines s'il y aurait des monstres?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Je viens juste comprendre l'histoire, je crois elle habitait là avant.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Jusqu'en 1977. Pour les Français, 77. Ah, mais ça va, j'ai compris. je n'avais pas appuyé R2.
The last time I was in Edith Senior's room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Elle avait 10 ans. Je serais même pas bien en vrai.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Louis
told me there were secret passages.
Si je lis pas trop bien, c'est parce que je sais lire
but I
le
never
plus vite
believed
possible,
him.
mais ça j'ai dur.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh non, 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 pas ce bruit. Non, c'est pas fermé? Oh non, non.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Désolé, là, je pense que ça va être la dernière fois si je fais. C'est pour vous dire, si vous voulez, si vous avez pas, en fait, si vous préférez, je continue à Fortnite, parce que la dernière vidéo que j'avais fait, ou alors vous préférez que je joue comme ça, comme jeu, comme c'est rose, vous voyez quoi, comme les youtubeurs qui jouent jamais Fortnite. Je veux juste vous savoir si vous voulez bien. Voilà. Juste pour ça.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Espérons que... Bon, en vrai, les jeux d'horreur, c'est pas... Enfin, j'aime bien, hein, mais c'est juste que... J'ai pas trop l'habitude. Je suis plus Fortnite, enfin... Comme la mode, quoi. Putain, tu vis ici tout seul. Je crois... Non mais, imagine, hein. Ben, je vais pas... Je préfère pas dire parce que les gens vont dire... Ouais, mais c'est un nom, je fais...
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
C'est beau, mais...
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Ah, c'est quand elle était petite, je crois. Ah! Oh non, ça me dégoûte, ça.
I kept eating and eating.
Désolé pour le problème parce que je vais... Voilà, comme ça vous entendez pas. Je vais vite dommage. Sur le lit. Voilà. Attendez, je vais juste fermer la tenture.
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Pour sauter les gars c'est R2. Vous savez pas.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
C'est pas logique le jeu.
Rabbits. His face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
What the fuck? Pourquoi c'est pas un jeu d'horreur hein,
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
What the
Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Ouais, comment descendre?
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Ok, en fait, Molly, là, c'est un tueur, c'est pas possible.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Enfin, je sais pas si c'est un jeu d'horreur en fait. Parce que là, moi j'étais un chat, je sais pas quoi.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Fort Calvin.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Leur petit frère.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did.
Qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Okay,
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Vous se suicider.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Et je crois à un moment il va tomber.
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Je crois qu'il faut que j'arrête là. Wow, comment quitter là, sérieux? C'est chiant. Ça va se casser.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Et là, il est tombé ça.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Bon, je vais juste sortir histoire de... Ah.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And who he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. Vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
On va arrêter la vidéo parce que je sens que la vidéo dure longtemps. Je vais juste vous dire, mettez un pouce bleu, abonnez-vous. Si la vidéo ça vous a, enfin, si le jeu ça vous plaît pas, bah je continue de jouer sans la vidéo. Ou si ça vous plaît, pour une fois changer, je continue la vidéo. Je vais mettre épisode, enfin voilà. Donc je vous dis c'est la fin de la vidéo. J'espère que la vidéo ça vous a plu. Mettez maximum pouce bleu, abonnez-vous si vous êtes nouveau. Ça me fera tellement plaisir pour moi. Et voilà. Allez.